Okay, hey there. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're kind of pulling back the curtain on something that frankly sounds pretty wild, using AI, specifically tools like Genspark or Google Gemini, to generate like a flood of really high-quality leads. And not just for lead gen, but how you could actually build a whole business, a whole service based just around this idea.
Yeah, it's based on this guy, this blueprint that makes some pretty big claims. The
Yeah.
core promise is being able to generate this unlimited stream of high-quality targeted leads super fast.
Yeah.
And that following the system, people are seeing like significant real-world results. That $2K plus a day income mentioned in the title of the source,
Yeah.
they're saying that's achievable with this.
$2K is a day. I mean, okay, that's the
Yes.
number that gets your attention, right?
Right.
So our mission today is really to deep dive into this blueprint. What's actually involved? What are the steps? And like, what's the real opportunity here if this is even remotely possible?
Exactly. We want to unpack the nuts and bolts, see the tools they recommend, understand the strategy, and, figure out if it really delivers on that promise.
Yeah. All right, let's jump right into that big claim you mentioned. The source opens up pretty boldly, saying an advanced AI system can generate an unlimited stream of high-quality targeted leads in, get this, just 10 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of unbelievable on the surface, doesn't it?
It really does. It's a massive shift from, traditional methods. But they aren't just throwing that number out there. The source actually points to specific results, like businesses using these exact principles generated over $60,000 in a single 30-day period.
Wow.
Just based on leads found and work this way.
$60 in a month from AI-generated leads.
Yeah.
That's significant. And they're saying you don't necessarily need like deep technical skills or expensive existing tools to even start.
That's a key emphasis. They position this as having a really low barrier to entry. You can potentially start lean, maybe even mostly with free tools. The way they frame it for you, the listener, is what if you could tap into this kind of power? Like, what could that mean for your own business or your income goals?
Which I guess brings us to the pain point this blueprint is designed to solve, right? Why is traditional lead generation like just broken, according to this source?
Yeah.
I think we all know the frustration, but what are the specific things they call out?
They pretty accurately describe it as arduous, inefficient, often frustrating. And the common problems are problems most people have run into, I think. First, the data is often outdated and inaccurate data. You get a list and half of it is immediately useless.
Oh, totally. You buy a list and it's full of bounce backs or disconnected numbers. It's infuriating.
Yeah, exactly. Or you just get like generic or fake email addresses, info at Flay, contact at Sled, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not who you actually need to reach. There's also a major lack of context. You might get a name, a number, a website, but you don't know anything about their actual business needs or challenges. How can you possibly personalize outreach with that?
You really can't. It's just, what do they call it? Spray and pray marketing?
Pretty much. And on top of all that, it's just slow, tedious, and expensive. Manually searching, trying to verify things, buying expensive directories. It takes ages and costs a fortune, either in time or money.
So AI comes in as the fix. How does it supposedly cut through all that frustration? What's the fundamental difference these tools offer?
See, what's kind of fascinating here is that tools like Genspark or Google Gemini aren't just giving you a basic list of names and numbers. The source says they generate comprehensive business profiles.
Comprehensive. Okay, what kind of detail are we talking about there?
We're talking about verified and up-to-date core info names, addresses, phone numbers, websites, cross-referenced. They aim for key decision-maker contact details, too. They note that finding specific contacts still requires, ethical handling, but that's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just magically get anyone's personal info. That makes sense.
Right. But they also provide in-depth website and social media analysis. How active are they online? What state is their digital presence in? And this next part is where it gets really powerful. Identification of specific marketing opportunities tailored to each prospect.
Wait, so the AI doesn't just find the lead. It helps figure out why they might actually need my service, like their pain points.
Precisely. It identifies things like weak SEO, maybe a terrible mobile site, a neglected Google business profile that's GBP, the free listing Google gives local businesses,
Yeah, the GBP.
or just a general lack of online presence. It gives you personalized outreach suggestions because you already have insights into their needs. And it does all this, remember, in that stated about 10 to 30 minutes.
That speed alone, compared to that slow, tedious, expensive, traditional way,
Yeah.
I mean, for someone trying to actually do something with the leads, that's got to be a game changer.
It totally is.
Okay, so how do these AI tools like Genspark or Gemini actually do this research? What's going on behind the scenes?
The source describes them pretty interestingly as autonomous agents or like highly capable research assistants. It's not
Hmm.
just, asking ChatGPT a single question. When you give them the right prompt, they can perform a whole sequence of actions.
Like they go out on the internet and figure stuff out themselves.
Essentially, yeah. With the proper instructions, they can browse the internet to find businesses based on your criteria. They can verify information by checking across different sources. They can cross-reference data for accuracy. And then they compile comprehensive reports that include the contact info and that analysis we talked about.
So it's not just scraping a list, it's more involved.
No, it's much more involved. The source highlights they scrape and verify information from real, current websites. They cross-reference multiple online databases and directories. They perform basic validation checks. And importantly, they research each business individually. That's why you get those actionable insights, not just a generic list. They're providing, qualified opportunities.
And the instructions for this whole AI operation, the source calls it the $1,000,000 prompt. Kind of catchy.
Yeah, it's got a catchy name, right?
Yeah.
But the source says it's called that because supposedly it consistently generates high-quality, actionable leads that can lead to significant income. It's basically a very detailed set of instructions you give the AI.
Okay, what does this prompt actually ask the AI to find for each business? What's in there?
For each lead, it specifies like 7 key pieces of information it needs back. You want the business name, the full street address, city, primary phone number, verified if possible,
Mhm.
official website URL, and the email address. Ideally, prioritizing decision makers and noting if it's a generic address.
Okay, standard stuff.
But the most crucial piece, the 7th item, is a brief analysis and service idea.
Ah, that's the part where it tells you why they need your help, the hook.
Exactly. It prompts the AI to look at their online presence and identify specific digital marketing services that could benefit them. They give examples like, poor social media engagement, an outdated website, slow loading times, that neglected Google business profile we mentioned, lack of reviews, or maybe no clear way for them to capture leads on their site. It spots the problems you can fix.
Got it. And this prompt has parts you customize, like in brackets, for location and stuff.
Yes, you just swap out those placeholders for the specific location you're targeting and the industries you want to focus on. Pretty simple.
And where do you actually use this prompt? You mentioned Genspark.
The source mentions Genspark, but notes that access can vary. Sometimes it's invite-only or paid. But the really great news, especially if you're just starting out or on a budget, is that they highlight Google Gemini. Excellent free alternative.
Gemini, Google's AI.
Yep. They say it's highly capable and completely free. You literally just paste the prompt into Gemini, and it can generate the list for you. They estimate it takes around 15-30 minutes with Gemini.
So Gemini is like the perfect way for someone listening to try this right now without spending any money. That's huge.
Absolutely. It's accessible, free, and according to the source, it produces excellent results with this prompt. It's the ideal starting point.
Okay, so you've got your AI tool picked out, Gemini probably. You've got the customized prompt. What's the actual step-by-step process they lay out in the blueprint? How do you do it?
They break it down into 3 main steps. Pretty straightforward. Step 1 is getting access to the AI tool, which we just talked about. Genspark, if you can. Gemini for a free, powerful option.
Like, check, got Gemini open.
Step 2 is using that customized prompt to generate your list. You paste it in, tell the AI to go, wait for it to do its research. Could be 15-30 minutes, depending on the tool and prompt complexity, and then you copy or download the results. They suggest dropping it into a spreadsheet to keep it organized. Makes sense. Simple enough? Paste, wait, copy to spreadsheet. Got it. What's step 3?
Right. And then step 3 is where the human element comes in. You need to analyze and qualify your generated prospects manually. While the AI gives you a starting analysis, a quick human check is apparently crucial. Don't skip this.
Okay, what should someone be looking for during that manual check? What am I verifying?
They list specific things to check. First, check their website. Is it professional? Is it mobile friendly? Does it load fast? Does it have clear calls to action?
Does it look like it was built in 1998?
Yeah, pretty much. If it looks terrible, that's an opportunity. Then review their social media presence. Which platforms are they on? Are they active? Do they engage?
Or, like, are they completely missing from social media? That's a huge red flag, right? Or maybe an opportunity.
Total opportunity. Also, look at their Google reviews via Google Business Profile. How many reviews do they have? Are they responding? Is their GBP complete? Few or no reviews? Or an incomplete profile screams they need help with local search. And GBP is massive for local businesses being found online.
It really is. And finally, assess their general online presence and local search visibility. Do they show up in local search results? Is their name, address, phone number, NAP, consistent across different online directories? Deficiencies in any of these areas, those are the prime candidates who are likely to need and pay for your services. That's your qualified list.
Okay, so you've used the AI to find these businesses and identify their likely problems. You've done your quick manual check to confirm they're a good fit. How do you actually reach out to them? What kind of outreach does the blueprint suggest? Cold email.
The source suggests an email template that's built around a value-first approach. The idea is you're not hitting them with a hard sales pitch right away. You're offering something of value up front.
Okay, tell me about this email. What's the structure?
The subject line is personalized, mentioning their business name. Makes it less likely to be ignored. It uses a personalized greeting if you were able to find one. You mention you found them through your research and maybe say something positive you noticed about their business. Then you state your focus, especially if you're local to them, and specialize in areas like social media, Google visibility, or reputation management areas the AI probably flagged.
And then what's the hook? What makes them open it or reply?
The hook is offering to share quick, actionable opportunities or specific ideas that you spotted in their online presence during your research. And they stress this is no charge, no sales pitch, and absolutely no strings attached.
Ah, so it's pure value up front. That really lowers the barrier for them saying yes, doesn't it? It's not a commitment.
Totally. The ask is just for a brief 10-15-minute virtual coffee chat. It's not a big, intimidating sales meeting. Super low friction.
Why does this specific approach work so well, according to the source? What's the psychology?
They break it down. It's personalized enough to stand out from generic spam. It offers value up front by promising specific ideas relevant to them. It's a low commitment ask, just a quick chat, easy yes. It builds local connection if you are local. And crucially, there's no hard sell. It's designed to get them curious enough to take that quick call and hear those ideas.
All right, so you get the chat, you share those quick, actionable ideas based on your AI research and manual check. You built a little trust. How do you turn that into paying clients? What kind of services are you actually offering?
Right, the conversation shifts then. The blueprint talks about offering high-value digital marketing services. The goal is to provide targeted solutions based on the specific needs you identified. Solutions they genuinely need and are willing to pay good money for, ideally on a recurring basis.
What kind of services are considered high value in this context? What are people charging?
They list several, along with potential price ranges. Social media management and content creation is a big one, often ranging from $500 to $2,000 plus per month, recurring, which is key.
Okay, recurring revenue is definitely the goal. What else?
Google Business Profile, GBP optimization and management, super important for local businesses being found. They price that as maybe a $500 to $1,500 plus setup fee, to get it optimized initially, plus $300 to $700 plus per month recurring for ongoing management, like getting reviews, responding, posting updates.
Makes sense. That's definitely ongoing work they probably don't want to do.
Exactly. Then there's website optimization and modernization, fixing those terrible 90s websites or just improving existing ones. That's usually a higher setup fee, maybe $1,500 to $5,000 plus SLIN, depending on the complexity, with potential for ongoing maintenance plans too.
And chatbots, you mentioned that.
Yeah, AI chatbot implementation and management. Setting up chatbots on websites or social media for, say, lead capture or customer support. That's another potential $1,000 to $2,500 plus setup fee, plus $200 to $500 plus per month recurring.
Wow, those are significant monthly fees you can potentially charge. And the source mentions platforms like Go High Level and other AI tools can actually help you deliver these services efficiently once you land the clients. You don't have to do it all manually.
Exactly. That's crucial for scaling. The AI lead generation finds the businesses and tells you their needs. Then, platforms and other tools help you package and deliver those solutions effectively across multiple clients without getting overwhelmed.
Okay, You've got the qualified leads. You know the services they need. What's the proven sales process to actually convert that initial chat into a paying client? It's not just the first call, right?
Right. There's a bit more to it. It starts with using that AI research in your manual check to deep research the prospect again, focusing on their specific situation before the next call. Then identify 2, 3 specific solvable problems. Don't list 10 things wrong. Focus on the ones that will make the biggest impact for them, the ones you can clearly fix. And this next part is highlighted as really important. Create a free, tangible sample. They call it the value bomb.
Like show them what you can do. Don't just talk about it. Give them a taste.
Precisely. Give them something concrete that proves your capability and expertise specifically for their business based on the problems you found. Examples they give are creating 2, 3 sample social media posts tailored to their business, recording a short Loom video reviewing their website and pointing out key issues and easy fixes, drafting a new optimized Google business profile description, or mocking up a simple new lead capture form for their site, something tangible.
That's powerful. You're literally giving them a little piece of the solution tailored just for them before they pay you a dime. Builds massive trust, I bet.
It dramatically increases trust, right? It shows you've already invested time and you actually know what you're doing for their specific situation. Then you send highly personalized outreach referencing the specific sample you made for them. Follow up persistently but politely. Have a deeper conversation where you present the sample and introduce your relevant service packages that solve those specific problems, and then close the deal.
And for closing, they mention making it low risk, like a trial.
Yeah, they suggest offering things like a trial period or a satisfaction guarantee, or starting with a smaller initial package. It makes it much easier for a new client to, say, yes, let's try this, reduces their perceived risk.
The source actually shares some real results from people using this system. It's not just theory or hype.
No, it's not. They share specific case studies from people apparently in their community doing this. One person landed an SEO client for a $700 setup fee plus $600 per month recurring.
Solid start. Nice recurring piece there.
Another closed a $1,500 per month comprehensive SEO package. Someone else who described themselves as a beginner said they generated $2,000 per month in recurring revenue from just their first 2 clients, using this exact method.
That beginner example. Wow. That's really compelling. That shows it might actually be accessible.
It really highlights that you maybe don't need years of agency experience if you follow the process and leverage the tools effectively. Another example was a $997 setup fee plus $197 per month for social media management. These are real numbers people are apparently getting. And this ties into what they call the secret to long-term success. It's not just about landing one client.
Which is?
Yeah.
The recurring revenue.
Building a subscription-based recurring revenue business. That's the holy grail here.
Not just chasing one-off projects constantly, which is exhausting.
Exactly. Recurring revenue gives you predictable monthly income, which is huge for stability. It leads to compound growth as you add clients layer by layer. It significantly increases your business valuation if you ever want to sell it later. It offers freedom and flexibility because you're not constantly pitching from zero. And it builds a scalable business model. It's the difference between having a high-paying job and having a real growing asset.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
To make all this work, though, you probably need more than just the AI lead generation tool itself, right? What else is essential?
You absolutely do, especially once you get clients. The source lists some essential tools beyond just Genspark or Gemini. They highly recommend having an all-in-one marketing and delivery platform, mentioning examples like Go High Level.
What does a platform like that actually do? Why is it important?
It's basically your central hub for running the agency. It helps with social media scheduling, often has AI content creation assistance built in now, handles client management, CRM, client billing, lets you do website and funnel building, manage email marketing and automation, and handle reputation management, like getting reviews. It's designed specifically for agencies managing multiple clients efficiently. Many offer free trials, which is helpful when you're starting.
Got it. A place to organize the whole operation and deliver the services. What else?
Yeah. Plus, they mentioned needing supplementary AI content creation tools, like maybe ChatGPT for generating text ideas, AI image generators for social posts, or simple video editing tools for those Loom reviews, and just basic lead management and follow-up tools like, your CRM within that platform, or even just organized email sequences to keep track of who you've contacted and when. Yeah, stay organized.
Okay. The source makes a strong case that now's the perfect time to launch this kind of business. Why this moment specifically? What makes it timely?
They lay out several reasons that kind of form a perfect storm, or maybe a perfect opportunity window. There's this immense untapped business need from small and medium businesses who know they need digital marketing but totally lack the time or expertise. They're desperate for help.
Yeah, they're usually overwhelmed just running their business.
Totally. Meanwhile, AI tools have matured, becoming both incredibly powerful and relatively easy to use without needing to be a hardcore programmer. Tools like Gemini are free and capable. They argue that competition is still relatively low for true AI integrators, people who actually know how to use these tools strategically for lead gen and service delivery, not just talk about AI.
So not everyone's doing it this smart way yet.
Apparently not. Plus, there is exploding demand for digital presence since the pandemic forced everyone online. And there are minimal barriers to entry to starting this kind of a service business compared to, say, opening a physical store.
So high demand, easy to use powerful tools, relatively low competition doing it this way, and it's cheap to start. Sounds like a good combo.
That's the argument. They see it as a really significant window of opportunity right now for people who take action.
It sounds incredibly promising, but I bet there are ways people mess this up. It can't be that easy. The source mentioned some common mistakes to avoid. What are the pitfalls?
Yeah, they list 5 pitfalls to watch out for, which seem pretty practical. Mistake number 1, trying to serve everyone, being too broad. Solution, pick 1-2 niches. Specialize in certain industries or types of businesses. Focus your efforts.
Makes sense. Become the expert for dentists or plumbers or whatever.
Right. Mistake 2, competing primarily on price. Trying to be the cheapest option. Solution, focus on value results. Show them the return on investment your services provide. Don't get into a race to the bottom.
Value over cost, always a good reminder.
Mistake 3, not using the right professional tools as you grow, trying to juggle everything manually. Solution, invest as you grow in platforms like Go High Level, or similar to stay efficient and scalable, you'll hit a wall otherwise.
You can start lean, but you got to upgrade the toolkit to handle more clients.
Exactly. Mistake 4, going it completely alone, trying to figure everything out yourself. Solution, join community seek mentorship. Learn from people who are already doing it successfully. Avoid common mistakes.
Don't try to reinvent the wheel in isolation. Good advice.
And mistake 5, giving up too early. Expecting overnight riches. Solution, persistence is key. They emphasize this is building a real business. It takes time, consistent effort, and learning from failures to see those big results they talked about.
So if someone's been listening and thinking, okay, this sounds like something I seriously want to explore, what are the concrete next steps the source suggests for actually getting started building this AI-led machine?
First, they say, really simply, commit to learning in action. Like, make the decision you're going to actually do it, not just consume more information. Then they give a very specific, immediate action task, something you can do today or tomorrow.
An actual first step. What is it?
Yep. They say, customize the $1 million prompt we talked about earlier with your target location and industry, and use Google Gemini, it's free, to generate your very first AI researched lead list this week.
Wow, that's super specific and actionable. Just take the prompt they provide in the source material, tweak it, drop it in Gemini, and see what kind of list you get.
Exactly. It's a low-barrier way to get your feet wet and see the potential immediately. No cost, just a bit of time. They also recommend seeking out reputable resources and communities online related to this model to learn more and get support as you go. And remember that advice about starting with low-risk offers, like giving away that free value first, the outreach email, the value bomb sample. That whole approach we discussed, don't go straight for the big sale initially.
Okay, this has been a pretty deep dive into leveraging AI, specifically tools like Gemini, for lead generation, and actually building a potentially high-value service business around it. We've really unpacked this blueprint.
Yeah, we've looked at how they say AI fixes the old, frustrating ways, what these tools like Gemini actually do when prompted correctly, the structure of that $1 million prompt, a simple 3-step setup process anyone can try, how to do outreach that actually gets attention by offering value, the kinds of high-value recurring services you can offer based on the AI's analysis, the sales process with that crucial value bomb step, and why building that recurring revenue stream is so incredibly key for long-term success and freedom.
And critically, the source provides those real examples of people apparently getting results right now, even beginners, and makes that strong case for why this is a wide-open opportunity with surprisingly low barriers to entry, while also giving practical advice on avoiding common pitfalls. The blueprint definitely exists, the tools are accessible, and the claims are that people are having real success following it.
Absolutely. It lays out a clear pathway, step by step, from finding leads with AI to closing recurring deals. The potential seems pretty massive if executed well.
The source ends with a thought that I think really sticks with you, especially after hearing all this. Will you be one of the proactive individuals capitalizing on that change? Or will you be watching from the sidelines as others seize the opportunity?
That really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The information and the tools are increasingly out there and available. What you do with it is the next step.
Indeed. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into AI-powered lead generation and building a modern service business.
Always a pleasure. Lots to think about there.